good evening. Just take a look at this tattered, twisted landscape behind me, the remnants of an entire community, pieces of homes and businesses, and yes, vehicles that were swept off I-40 about 200 yards from where I'm standing. In some cases, people pulled from the wreckage of these vehicles. That tornado tore right through Faulkner County where I am. It bore the worst of it. In all, 14 people died in Arkansas. Many others saying, if not for a miracle, they wouldn't be around today.
Get in the car!
The first significant tornado outbreak of the season. Setting off warning sirens and tearing through as many as 7 states, stretching from Nebraska and Iowa down to Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
In Mayflower, Arkansas, this is what Robert Gabansky saw with his own eyes as he stepped out his front door.
I said, oh my goodness, I said, it's here. I said, y'all get in the hall, get in the hall.
Gabansky and his family took shelter in a hallway and survived. A few hundred yards behind his house, cars that had been driving along I-40 were transformed into tangled piles of metal.
Where is it right now? Where's the tornado?
Skies across the plains turned black as people tried to take cover. In Arkansas alone, twisters left a path of destruction more than 100 miles long, according to the National Weather Service. The tornadoes hit I-40 in Mayflower at 7:34 p.m. and traveled northeast. By 8:20 p.m., the storm toppled power lines near Searcy, Arkansas, leaving thousands in the dark. At 9:24, local police radioed in the last reported tornado in Arkansas in Campbell Station, making it a 2-hour ordeal for the state. The weather experts will survey all this and figure out what the official intensity of the tornado was, but to the layman, this is the sort of thing that catches your eye and leaves you in awe. A thin piece of metal embedded deeply in this tree like a dagger. Imagine that kind of force.
I got straight here to the house.
73-year-old Ruth Boozer lost her home and nearly her life. Never again, she told me.
They told me the tornado was coming and was going to kill me or whatever. I said, I don't want to live through that tornado.
100 yards away, her son-in-law and his wife took shelter in a bathroom.
What could you see? What could you hear?
Couldn't see much until the roof came off. I mean, the door, I had to hold the door because it kept trying to open up.
Bob and his wife Frida had followed the warnings all day that included urgent tweets from the National Weather Service Little Rock office. Tornado crossing I-40 right now, read one. Another, take cover now. Their home completely torn apart. The weather radio that was their lifeline left in the bathroom that became their shelter.
Seemed like it lasted us forever, but it probably didn't last it long at all.
In the neighboring town of Valonia, devastated 3 years ago by another tornado, Michelle McGee had just moved to this neighborhood.
My life that I've worked so hard for, and it's just laying there. Oh.
So much lost, but it's what she's found that really hit home. An old jewelry box, a gift from her mother.
A lot of people alive here because of the timely warnings the Storm Prediction Center had called it as late as Friday that there would be a risk of strong, perhaps tornadoes here in South and Central Arkansas, Brian.
All right, Lester Holt, Mayflower, Arkansas. We'll keep an eye on it all night. So.